Previously on Tales of Function, the engine. Circa and Leica made their way out of a surreal mind trap as she woke herself up on the oar play. Tonight, on the finale of our departure tale, Torqq becomes entangled in a trap meant just for him. A trap set by humans. A trap that when it's all over, they will definitely come to regret. Joining us tonight for the first time is our very, very dear friend Trent. Trent, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character Torqq there.
Yeah, so I'm Torqq. He's
So introduce yourself.
I'm Trent. You know me. I'm back in action, baby.
Yeah, Trent goes way back to the very first childhood games.
Very way
Dungeons
back.
and Dragons. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
when
we
I think
bested Tiamat.
That's right. I remember. That's when all we used was fog all the time.
All the time.
Fog.
On farts. Fog and farts.
Or farts. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Right.
How about anyway? Tell us a little bit about Torqq.
Yeah, so Torqq, he's function number 1. He's like OG. He's because he was the first, he's got some kinks here and there.
Okay.
But to him, he's exactly what a function should be because he was, first.
Yeah, exactly. So so he's a little bit kind of like arrogant about it.
What
is it?
He's I don't know. He's I guess you can use arrogant, but he's very sure of himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Form, did we ever figure out, does Form like all of the functions the same, or does he have favorites? Does he have a favorite?
He favors Leica.
He favors Leica?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say that's something that he noticed. He notices a lot. He's a very, very big observer. That's probably like the number one thing that he does. And he kind of takes that a little personal, even though he's not really supposed to, but he feels obligated to, he's like if you've ever seen the Ninja Turtles, he was like the Leonardo, Master Splinter was like, oh, this is the golden boy. Yeah. That's what he wants to be in Form's kind of eyes.
Yeah, but Leo actually is that.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, Leo's that, and then Leica's got, likable.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think it's become more about him wanting to impress or want Form to kind of feel proud of him in his own kind of special way.
Yeah.
And I think he holds that against the other functions. He's like, you know what? I'm the number one. I should be the number one. In every way. Cool. I want to,
cool. And let's do some of this on the cuff, okay?
Sure.
Let's get playing. Earth, June 2050. The Bell Bar, Chicago, Illinois. 1:20 a.m. Torqq, you sit alone in a back booth of this cringy, stinky, stank bar on the north side
Gross.
of the city. There's a little light and one other patron. You stare into your drink, which is a what?
Old-fashioned.
An old-fashioned. And you swirl the maraschino cherry around in your old-fashioned. You poke at it. And you let your mind wander to some calculations you've been running on a new project. Project Isaac. Can I get a perception check?
Yeah. Rolling, got a 17.
You watch the door open and a tall woman in a suit approach the bar. She orders a drink and side-eyes you. She pays and then turns to your table. She slides into the booth across from you. You recognize her, but only know her name, Dolores. And I'm going to have you roll a D4 for luck here.
All right, well, oh, luck. Rolling. Crit one.
This is not, you're going to roll with disadvantage the rest of this interaction, okay?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Torqq, hey bud. So What can I do for you? This is a gross, very gross place. Can we not do this at, what is it now? 1:30 in the evening? And
Yeah, don't worry about that. We're probably not going to be having many more meetings after this.
Okay, wow, that's cryptic. Go ahead. What
I
can
need
I do
to
for you?
know, do you have any news for me?
Regarding Project Isaac? Any
Exactly.
request to proceed?
I do. Full throttle. Now is the time. I think this is perfect time.
We do, but we have questions. We're not sure. We have questions.
Well, what are you unsure about? What questions do you have? I'll get them answered for you.
Okay. Let's have a sip your drink. Take a beat. We're all civil here.
I don't think you understand the speed of this, the timing, everything.
Does Form know that you want to reproduce?
No.
Why do you want to reproduce?
I think we should proceed with this project because when shit hits the fan.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that? What shit is he?
I can't explain everything, but all I can tell you.
Hey,
Hey,
have you been watching those Charles Bronson movies again?
maybe. But when shit hits the fan, there needs to be somebody that's going to be able to create order in the chaos.
And you see that by creating more of you is the answer to that?
If anything happens to me,
I'm not even going to try to hide that note. I'm taking a note that you're afraid of death. That's wild.
I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid I won't be able to.
Let's table all that. This is a whole psychologist kind of territory that
Listen, you're either going to help me or you're going to be in my way.
Well, hang on. Let me ask, how far are you willing to go here? We need you to spy on form and function. And you're cool with that. Why do you want to reproduce so badly that you would betray your family?
I don't expect you to understand.
I guess I don't need to. We accept. August 2050. Sydney, Australia. Earth Council Medical Center. Torqq, you've been allowed to the secret facility at the permission of the Council to perform tests for the final stages of Project Isaac. This project is being kept secret even from Form and the other function. You're working in the lab when Dolores enters. You turn and see her and you keep working. You don't like her, but you know she's the key to what you're trying to get done here. Hey, Torqq, what you working on? Almost done? You gotta be almost done.
Every time I achieve some objective, I just find another thing that I need to work on.
Okay.
Something else, something more to add. This has to be perfect. Perfect. Like perfect.
Well, we have a new request.
What is it?
We need something. We're ready to cash in.
Well, can't you see I'm in the middle of something?
I said we are ready to cash in. Are you ready to listen?
Acknowledged. I'm ready to listen.
Form is designing an extra system spacecraft. It just went through the Council. That would get us out of this system faster than any vehicle ever has before, and it would make extra system travel a reality for the first time.
I didn't even know that we had the resources to create something like that.
You have your secrets, Form has his.
Fair enough.
You will report on progress and install a specified series of software in the key systems. Do you understand?
I do.
Thank you. That is all. That's very nice. Let's move on. Can I have an investigation check, which is your beefcake in that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So tell me about the science. Where are we?
16.
So you were with that role, you were able to design a method of reproducing yourself, and you've concluded the plans.
Okay.
You're done.
Oh, wow.
So she's going to ask you. So where are we? How's the science?
I've still got a couple tweaks that I need to make, but it should be done in no time.
Hang on. Why are you lying to me? Is it done?
It's done, but it's not complete.
Okay.
As I said, I don't expect you to understand. There's a lot.
Whoa, hey, so we're way past that, Chief. We are not doing, not trying to understand stuff. That's silly. So here's the deal. I don't think you want Form to know what you're up to here. We don't really want Form to know what you're up to here. I think it'd be best if we all just played super, super nice with each other. And continued on our merry way. Also, thank you for the early looks. I appreciate it. And then let's do an insight.
Dig. 16.
But since you asked and since you were nasty, and since I now know that the project is done, I need you to transfer me all of your notes. We'll be taking this project.
The whole thing.
And then she says, Delta 719-19191. And you, against your will, walk to your computer, transfer all of the data files to a disk, pull that disk, walk back to her and hand her the disk. And she has a shitty little grin that comes on the corner of her mouth, and she's like, that wasn't so hard, was it? Torqq, we own you. Good day. And she turns on her heels and leaves. Playground, New York City, 2052. They have taken away the project from you almost 2 years ago, and they won't tell you anything at all, as if it's been sacked. You pull up to the requested meeting place, a small preschool playground, and see Dolores sitting on a bench. Torqq, how are you? You look well. You've been keeping yourself busy?
I've been trying.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
I sit down.
She hands you a small little coffee. 2 sugars? No cream?
It's perfect.
Do you see that woman over there, Torqq?
I do.
Do you see the child's hand she's holding? And she is referencing a woman who's holding a small child's hand. So somewhere in the 20-month-old, almost 2-year-old range hand. Torqq, do you see Isaac holding her hand? He's almost 2 years old.
Almost 2 years old.
Your data was wildly successful, and we were absolutely able to reproduce your offspring. Thank you very much.
Wait a minute.
And then the woman picks up the kid, and she waves his little hand at you guys from across the park. We need a favor, Torqq. We need you to kill Rango. And the woman picks up the kid, and she waves at you, waves his little hand at you from across the park. And then several small dots appear right on the child's torso, center mass, and kind of hover and kind of quiver around. And you recognize immediately those are targeting reticules. And she says, will you help us, Torqq? I wonder if you could find it in your heart to maybe help us.
Isaac. What do you want me to do?
Later that night in your room, you stare into the mirror, and then you rise and you move to your desk and you begin to assemble a small pad. And when it's done, you install a small program on it. It contains all the military installations and missile sites and black site locations of every military on Earth. Your program has an abort button and an upload button. You pack it safely in your equipment. You have a meeting with Form and the others in the morning. Hey gang, just to interrupt real quick with the player's Easter egg. The Easter egg for this episode is Jean-Luc Picard beats Riker's ass for sport. Jean-Luc Picard beats Riker's ass for sport. Good luck, players. Earth Shipyards, New York City, March 15th, 2052. Torqq, can I have a deception check, please?
Absolutely. What does a 14 get you?
It gets you acting jumpy and a little bit suspicious to everybody. You entering the ship with Rango and Riot Girl and Silver Function 2. Who you don't know very well. It's really weird. He's actually on the other side of the globe a lot of the time.
Gotcha.
You don't know him very well, but he's amiable enough. You don't mind him. You do like Rango very much. Rango is like,
it's my boy.
And Riot Girl is very close to Rango. Therefore, the three of you have a sort of tight-knit relationship.
Sure. Okay.
And then 9, all the way to 9. Then you like Mercury very, very much as well. So just so you know who you're very tight with.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as you approach the Orplay in its hangar, you're struck by its size. It's massive. It's a quarter mile across. It's just unbelievably big. The hangar itself just seems to not be in real scale. It just doesn't seem possible that something can be this big. But let's do this, because let me explain to you what's happening here. You're going to have, the humans have implanted a small screen in the corner of or a small feed probably into the corner of your visual, receptor.
Yeah, okay.
That gives you kind of a sense of something, and I'll tell you what it is here in a second, but that thing is going to provide you with ever increasingly difficult psychic challenges here as we move through this next section, okay? Just so you know.
This is insanely...
how this goes.
Yeah, this is kind of... Okay.
And I'll tell you when and what the damage you'll be responding to. Right. Saves will give you half damage, and fails will give you full damage. Dig it?
I dig.
Okay. You see the kind of ramp to the Orplay. Think Millennium Falcon kind of style. Yeah. And you guys board. And Riot Girl tells you that she's going to get to the bridge. You guys need to get to the aft of the ship, which is where there are 3 humans that you guys need to remove from the ship so that you can escape. Dig it?
I dig.
So you board the ship with Riot Girl, and she tells you where to go. Can I have a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, absolutely. 5.
Oh. You're very, 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 very nervous. You're feeling very stressed. Take 7 damage, please.
Oh.
You move down the ship hallways with Rango and Silver, and you arrive at a small room which opens to you. And before you can, warn him, Rango walks right into 2 beams, that kind of cut into his flesh. And, Silver recognizes immediately that the ship is, hooked. There's a docking hook that he needs to stay and try to kind of unlock. Rango decides to move off down the ship, and you 2 move together. Can I have a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah. 15.
And again, sorry, I forgot about your disadvantage. Can you roll that one again?
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
Okay. Still good, but you take 6 damage.
Okay.
Still stress damage.
Right.
And you move into a room beyond, and everything gets really red and dark. And you recognize that the ship's red alert system has started. And then you hear, Trader boy, and you see an image come up in the screen that's being fed to you, and it's of your child. And you see your child being held by a nondescript figure. You don't even see the figure really. You just see his shoulders. And the person has their hands kind of, not rough, but around your child. Can I have a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please?
With disadvantage. No. 8.
You take 4 more damage.
All right.
Boy, you're lucky. I'm rolling like a turd.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then a shot rings out, and it pierces Rango's ear, and you cry,
Mother.
And you take off. You're just you're just keyed up to the maximum, and you take off. And you've had enough of this a little bit with these people on the ship. You see Rango shoot enough in the shoulder that allows, and the guy drops to his knees in it. And as you run by him, you grab his neck and snap his neck, and he drops to the ground dead.
This is the guy that Rango just shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you run off into the dark again. And then you hear Rango, some more fire going on, and you're shooting back, and you shoot a guy in the back of the knee, and you keep running. And then you see Rango able to shoot a man in the gun and then shoot him in the chest, and he flops down. You know Rango's guns are non-lethal. And so you find... Literally, you look around you and you see that there's been work done on the role play. So there's an actual kind of like pickaxe implement nearby. You grab it and you just jump down and smash this guy in his chest. Blood spurts everywhere, and then you're gone again. Can I have you make a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, I got the B.
Oh, that's a 20. That's
it
a natural.
says 23.
Yeah, that's a natural.
3 plus 3
nat
plus
20. Yeah,
okay.
that's beauty. I'm not even going to let you take damage on that one. You got the nat 20. You hear some more laser fire, and then you hear like kind of Rango run up the wall, sort of, and then you hear and then you hear him go 1, and then you walk slowly, ominously toward him, trying to decide whether or not you're actually going to do it, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
A 1.
You got a 1.
I got a 1.
In the... you see a sign come up in the screen, and it says, "Do it now." And you see a hand come into screen, and it's holding a needle. And it's pointed right at your kid's neck. And the sign says, "Do it now."
I walk towards Rango, and I just... right there. In the forehead.
And in the monitor in your screen, in the feed in your screen, you see the hand do this, Trent. It presses into your child's neck, and then you see it inject the fluid into your kid's neck.
No way. No way.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
No way. 7. Actually a 10.
19 psychic damage. And you see your child's body lifelessly fall out of this man's lap as he stands up, callously kind of dumping the child forward.
Wow.
You detach. You feel so full of rage that you pass out. I need a D20. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 12.
16 more damage of psychic damage. Where are you at?
40.
This is what you have left?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. The light around you swirls and dims, and you feel yourself falling backwards. And the next thing you feel is a rumble and a shudder. And you can't quite get your bearings, and you fall back to sleep. And the next thing that happens to you is you wake up and everything is calm, and you hear like a slow rumble. and you look around and you're still in the ore play. You wake up behind kind of a series of crates, and definitely deep in a kind of definitely in the corner. Yeah,
Like in a corner. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll for perception.
Yeah, go ahead.
16.
You stagger up and you realize you're in the cargo bay again, where you were.
The cargo bay.
You find your way out into the hallway. Silver's gone, Rango's gone, nobody's around, and then you make your way towards a hallway and you look out of one of the portals that view out, and you are moving through space at a very, very high rate of speed.
Like we're at like light
Earth
speed.
is no longer anywhere near. You don't see Earth. Yeah, not light speed, but moving very, very fast.
Okay.
And you realize, you do calculations, it doesn't take you long to realize you are stuck aboard the ore play with form and function. What's that feel like?
I mean, I can't stop thinking about Isaac. And then I kind of think about Rango, and now I want to know if he's okay.
So you get yourself together, take a couple deep breaths, and you decide to walk to the bridge. You figure that's where the scene, everything, all the action's going to be, right?
Right.
And you move down one of the hallways, one of the massive hallways, and before too long you hear crying and slamming of gear. Somebody throwing shit about. And you look into the security office and you see Kratos sort of losing his shit. Just throwing, you literally see him throwing a computer across the room as you come into the space. What do you do?
I mean, I guess I would be like, yo, what's going on? What?
And he's like panting. He's like,
Be like, relax. Just try to calm him down.
and he tells you that they shot Rango and that they deactivated Leica. And he says it's ridiculous.
Like, where's everybody else? Where are the others?
And he tells you they're on the bridge. And he says Rango's in sickbay, and he tells you that Leica's in sickbay as well, being worked on. She's not likely to recover, but Rango's going to be okay.
The Rango's gonna be okay?
That's what it looks like. But who knows how long?
This is insane.
Yeah, I get you.
But we can get through this. You know,
Okay.
We've got each other. Nobody else can cause problems for us.
I don't know why we're racing away from Earth instead of destroying every maggot human on it.
Look, Kratos, I have something that I think you should see. It's something I've been working on. It's something that I think I can trust you with. Something to get even.
And you hand him a small pad, and it is got a red abort light on it and a green upload button. And then he tells you, you guys talk about what it does, and he's a little bit incredulous, but he finally understands. He nods, and he tells you where your quarters are so that you can kind of go unwind. He's like, hey, one. Thanks, man. Thank you.
So, Torqq leaves. He leaves Kratos, and he's walking back to his quarters. All he can think about is everything that happened in that split second. He looks at the lights, and all he can think of, the lights flickering, the red alert, and Isaac. And instead of going directly back to his quarters, he thinks of Rango. And he just needs to know that if he's gonna get past any of this or find any rest, he needs to know the status of Rango, if he's gonna be okay. So I think he's gonna go to the med bay.
You peek your head into the window, and you see a flurry of activity around Leica. Form is even there on his pedestal, just kind of plugged into Leica. Everybody's going nuts. Cersei's there working with Riot Girl on something that's kind of very construct-like around Leica.
Okay.
Like they're all dedicated to Leica. And you see a single kind of like effort being produced by Riot Girl towards Rango. It seems very like he's definitely stable. The med nanobots are kind of working on him pretty heavily. But the monitors all seem to be definitely in the green. So you look at your family working to save each other. But as you're standing there staring into the med room, you're jarred. Somebody hits you from behind as they hustle into the med bay. They just kind of brush by you and kind of hit you in the back. It's Mercury moving very fast, and he rushes in to help Riot Girl do something for Rango. And you're left with this feeling of disconnectedness. And you decide that it's probably time for you to head back to your quarters. You move like a zombie away from the med bay. You find you're kind of staggering. There is a numbness in your emotional subroutines that seems to be muted. You're worried that this is what humans called heartache. And then you think of Isaac, and then you're sure that it is heartache.
This is a kind of an emotion that he's never felt before, so he's pretty confused on how he should approach it. He knows that he's saddened. He's upset with himself, which is unusual.
As he drifts off to sleep, and the stars rush past, he says a single name out loud in the dark.
Isaac.